here, Shannon, Soichi, and I are very pleased to welcome you on board as we journey to the International Space Station. Currently, we're going to give you just a little bit of a tour of our home for the next few hours as well. And so starting, I'm sitting here in the cockpit or the bridge, if you will. So this is where we are for launch and for landing, as well as when we get ready for docking. If you take a quick look here, you can see we've got three primary displays, touchscreen displays that we use to control resilience. And so we can bring up our procedures, we can bring up maps that show where we are over the Earth, and it's actually quite nice, the touch screens that we have here for controlling resilience. We also have some backup controls here, buttons, so that if anything should happen to these displays, we still have some of the critical functionality that we can accomplish with these buttons that you see here. So that's pretty much it here in the cockpit, and so now I'm going to pass you off to Ike.
Hello everyone, Victor here. Baby Yoda and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the hatches. Just about 24 hours ago, we entered resilience through this side hatch, and opened that hatch again until we were safely splashed down in the ocean and the recovery forces are bringing us aboard the ship and taking us out of the capsule. So when we dock to station, we will actually leave and go into ISS through the forward hatch, which is up here. And it's based on the body axis of the spacecraft, so the nose cone opens forward and you can go into station in that direction. So at this time, I'm going to hand you off to Soichi.
And Soichi, for awareness, we're not getting audio from you currently.
Hey, good evening and konbanwa. This is Soichi Noguchi. I'm now talking through the lower tier of the capsule. Many people see the seat, but Dragon capsule has an amazingly vast area of storage. And I'm now sitting over the mid-deck lockers, and this is quite a room here. There might be some other creatures kind of slowly coming through you. And this is also a very important stuff. This is the storage area for the EVA equipment for us when we go up. And this is actually powered payload, and it is not powered, and it's like a refrigerator which holds ice cream. Science material. Science material for the ISS. Okay, that's the vast storage area underneath our seat. Now I'm going to turn over to Shannon.
All right, thank you, Soichi. As you can see, with the four of us in this Dragon capsule, it's quite a bit more crowded than it was with just Doug and Bob. And so I thought I would show you some of what it's like to actually live on a spacecraft like this. You'll see that we actually have bags stowed all over the place, and this is for a number of reasons. You can pan over here, Soichi, you will see up here, we actually have some bags full of our emergency equipment, and we've got bags that hold our supplies, such as the shirts and pants that we are wearing now, came up in these bags. You will also see that we've got things such as food and water stashed around, because every once in a while we like to have a snack. A little bit later on, I'm going to have some trail mix. These are the water bottles that we have to drink out of. You can see it can be a little bit challenging because there is...
Close out this little tour of Dragon Resilience here with something very, very special, actually. This is something that is a tradition within the astronaut office, and just to give you a little history on it. So when you first are selected as an astronaut and you come in for your basic training, you go through about 2 years of training to become an astronaut. And then once that is complete and you graduate, we give each candidate now becomes an astronaut, but they're an unflown astronaut, and they get a silver pin. But once you've passed that 100-kilometer mark, you then get a gold pin. And we have one member of our crew who does not have the appropriate accoutrement for his uniform, and so it's worth to be able to give Victor Glover his gold astronaut pin for passing 100 kilometers. Congratulations.
Thank you. Crew one.
Again, thanks everyone for coming out. This is just an unbelievable experience. It has been fantastic so far, and we're looking forward. We're about 21 hours into a 6-month mission, and so we are very excited for us. And I think I'm just going to close it with all for one, crew one for all. Bye, everyone.
You're looking at the Crew Dragon spacecraft and Falcon 9 rocket set to carry 3 American astronauts and 1 Japanese astronaut to the International Space Station in just a few hours. Today begins the first full-duration science mission of NASA's Commercial Crew program.
At 7:27 p.m. Eastern Time this evening, NASA astronauts Mike Hopkins, Victor Glover, Shannon Walker, and Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency astronaut Soichi Noguchi will lift off from this historic launch complex 39A at NASA's Kennedy Space Center and begin their 6-month journey in orbit. This mission, known as Crew 1, will be the first American launched mission with astronauts aboard since the Demo 2 test flight this past summer.
Here's our first live look inside the suit-up room.
Wow, it is so exciting to see this, isn't it? All 4 of them.
Yeah, it's just okay. So there's a look at Commander. That looks like Mike Hopkins.
So each astronaut has an assigned crew team member to make sure they're part of our suit-up team. And that suit-up lead or assigned crew member is essentially responsible for communicating any feedback, making sure that we're getting thumbs up, verbal goes, that everything is fitting well and is comfortable.
So here they come, walking down the hall.
Quite peppy there.
Yeah, so cool. They're looking for people. They're looking for the people that have helped them all along the way too, and wanting to make eye contact.
Yeah. That banner behind them in the elevator holds the signatures of many of the team members who worked so hard to make sure that this spacecraft and rocket is as safe as possible for this crew.
Oh, here they come.
Here they come. The Crew 1 astronauts now beginning their journey to the launch pad ahead of this historic mission to the International Space Station.
Outside the ONC building, we have friends and family gathered there for final goodbyes prior to liftoff with our astronauts.
And that's a very different thing to the shuttle days. The last time we saw our families would have been at what we call the wave across the ditch, the day before launch. And typically for shuttle launches, you would have employees and people that would come out to wish us well. I think it's a very special thing that the crew's families get that up close and personal right before they get into the crew transport vehicles to the pad.
You notice everyone keeping is a safe distance here, but that distance would be enforced regardless of whether COVID-19 was a factor in what's going on. That distance is maintained regardless.
I can't get a good read at the license plate this time, but I remember for Demo 2 they said ISS bound.
Yeah, that's good.
I think another one might say later Earth.
This is Core, Countdown 1 for timeline. The crew is departing for the pad on schedule.
All right, so we just heard the call out from the Corps that the crew is departing for the pad, and they are right on schedule. Again, they are leaving the Neil Armstrong Operations and Checkout Building, now beginning a 20-minute ride, 20 minutes or so across NASA's Kennedy Space Center. They're going to drive right behind where we're sitting. We can't wait for that. And out to Launch Pad 39A. Okay, and here's our first look at that level where they come out of the elevator. Now they're going to make their way around because they have a handful of stairs to climb to get up to the level where the crew access arm is. That's that long suspended walkway. So here they go up the steps.
Oh, look how beautiful.
It's been a long time since I've had the privilege of being up there and seeing that view up in person, but it is just, words don't do it justice.
Yeah.
Okay, and so this will be Victor and Soichi.
Yeah.
Now approaching the pad. So Mike and Shannon got a head start. Victor and Soichi are making their way to the elevator. Now I wonder if they're going to stop and, oh, they got a strain, or maybe they've already done that to get a look up. And you know, we're having a lot of fun here. We know the crew is having a blast. There they are.
Good.
I knew they were going to do it. Here's a look inside the crew access arm.
I love this view inside Crew Dragon, and as you saw, there are 4 seats configured right now, and they're numbered 1 to 4 from right to left when you're looking at the seats. Mike Hopkins is in seat 2, that's the commander's seat, and then Victor Glover will be beside him in seat 3. That for Crew Dragon is the pilot seat. Soichi Noguchi is in seat 1, and Shannon Walker is in seat 4.
Once they're all finished getting buckled in, those seats will also rotate.